Welcome to This Explainer. I'm so glad you're here with us today. Look, we are going to jump right in and gently unpack and, frankly, dismantle something that I know weighs incredibly heavily on so many of us. And that is the absolutely exhausting pressure of modern personal development. If you've ever felt like you're just constantly working on yourself but somehow still failing the test of life, take a deep breath. You are exactly where you need to be. Let's dive right into this.
So why does personal growth sometimes feel like you're literally moving backwards? Oh my goodness, we have all been there. You wake up one morning, your mind is quiet, clear, you handle a tricky conversation with just total grace, and you think, yes, I've done it, I have finally sold myself. But then, the very next morning rolls around. Maybe a colleague makes a snappy comment, or your plans just fall apart, and boom, that familiar wave of anxiety and self-doubt just crashes right back over you. You slide into those old automatic patterns you swore you outgrew months ago, and what happens next? A really harsh, heavy wave of self-criticism. We're instantly asking ourselves, wait, where did I slip up? Why am I moving backwards?
Well, here's the thing. Optimization culture treats our human evolution like a corporate growth chart. It's this relentless straight line that just has to constantly point up and to the right. Like every single day is supposed to be more productive and positive than the last. But our biological reality? It's entirely different. Authentic growth honors individual timing. It's cyclical, it's highly intuitive, and it is just an ongoing journey of unfolding. Basically, we're holding our beautifully messy human nature to the standard of a mechanical performance chart. And honestly, it is burning us out.
Part 1. The myth of linear growth. We're going to explore how this relentless push really fundamentally changes our relationship with ourselves. There's this marketing of having to be that literally turns personal growth into an exhausting performance. When we take mechanical logic and apply it to our inner lives, well, personal growth stops being this beautiful space of discovery. Instead, it kind of just becomes another job. But here is a really comforting truth. Human nature simply does not follow the laws of industrial efficiency. Applying mechanical expectations to our very real feelings and our healing, it just causes so much unnecessary internal friction. You are not a machine to be optimized. You're a person to be discovered.
Part 2. Unfolding the true meaning.
So, to free ourselves from this trap, we actually need to look at the very words we use to describe our development. Because words matter, right? They quietly form the architecture of our entire inner world. And what's super interesting is the actual root of a word we use all the time, evolution. It comes from the Latin evolutio and evolvere, ex meaning out and volvere meaning to roll or turn. Meaning, true growth isn't about aggressively climbing a steep mountain or engineering some perfected version of yourself through fast mindset coaching.
Originally, evolution literally meant the physical act of unrolling a papyrus scroll. I just absolutely love that imagery. Think about it, it proves you don't need fixing. You don't need to force some grand transformation. You simply need the space to let your authentic essence emerge, layer by layer, exactly like unrolling a scroll. When you start trusting this process, those moments where you feel totally stuck, they aren't failures. They are literally just the natural curves of the scroll as it opens up. Part 3. The science of slipping back.
But okay, how does this actually play out in real life when we get triggered? Let's walk through a highly relatable scenario that really shows how this illusion of linear growth turns our hard-won self-awareness into a brutal internal performance review. Imagine you've done months of intentional work on your boundaries. You're feeling super proud. Then suddenly, during a busy Thursday afternoon meeting, a team member asks a sharp, critical question. In a split second, threat mode takes over. Your chest tightens, and you spend 5 minutes rigidly reacting and defending yourself. And then, finally, you're sitting on your couch that evening, utterly defeated, thinking, man, I haven't changed at all. I am right back where I started.
But here is the absolutely crucial point. The thing we miss when we're caught up in all that discouragement. We miss the hidden shift. And this right here is the hidden tax of the linear myth. Because your reaction in that meeting felt identical to your old behaviors, your mind immediately assumes zero progress was made. But it completely overlooks a massive shift. A year ago, you would have stayed defensive for days, probably blaming everyone else. But now, within just a few hours, you are present enough to notice the reaction and actually feel the physical residue in your body. That is huge progress. The obstacle isn't your human reaction. It's this impossible expectation that you should literally never react at all.
And there's an actual biological reason for this. Slipping back is just neurobiology. When you're tired or you're stressed, your brain just naturally shifts into an automatic survival mode. Those really quick protective responses, defending yourself, shutting down, or overworking, they just step in to protect you. It's not a failure on your part. It's an ancient protective mechanism. Your body is constantly sending signals, like a racing heart or shoulder tension, trying to give you clues. Slipping back just means stress was high and your energy was low. It's literally just part of being human.
The good news? Relinquishing the pressure of a straight line doesn't mean staying stuck. In fact, it unlocks so much for us. You get massive relief from self-judgment. You gain true emotional clarity because you aren't constantly rushing your feelings. You develop way deeper resilience because, hey, your stability doesn't rely on being perfect anymore. You significantly reduce internal friction by stepping off that constant optimization treadmill. And most beautifully, you get a renewed inner curiosity. Your inner landscape actually becomes this fascinating world to explore rather than just a problem to be solved.
Part 4. Attune, inquire, and unfold.
So, how do we actually practice this in our messy daily lives? Well, let's explore a really compassionate 3-step framework. It's designed to help you honor your natural movement without any force or urgency. Now, these 3 steps are just simple daily practices. They act as a supportive way to listen deeply to yourself. But I want to be super clear here. This is not a mechanical checklist to go fix yourself. No way. It is just a way to gently guide yourself back to your own authentic rhythm.
Okay, step 1 is self-attune. Twice a day, just set a gentle reminder to pause for like 2 minutes. Place a hand over your center, focus inward on raw physical sensations, and simply name what's there. Just say, okay, there's fatigue here, or I feel some tightness. And why does this actually work? Well, noticing raw physical sensations without actively trying to alter them activates a part of your brain called the insula. It creates the baseline clarity you really need to quiet down a frantic, overthinking mind. Step 2 is gentle inquire. So, from attunement, we move straight into curiosity. Ask yourself this: is this expectation of constant progress truly mine, or did I inherit it from an optimization culture? You know, when you turn toward your reality with that kind of open curiosity and ask yourself really kind questions, you loosen your identification with all those automatic stories. You literally stop punishing yourself for inherited scripts that were never yours to begin with.
And finally, step 3, the grace of the unfold. At the end of your day, take a few deep, totally unhurried breaths. Soften your posture, release your jaw, and just silently repeat, stay with yourself. Let it unfold. This final step is just so vital. It signals absolute safety to your nervous system. It deeply honors the intuitive nature of being human, allowing the day to end exactly as it is, without you needing to fix a single detail. Part 5. Trusting your authentic rhythm. As we wrap up this explainer, we come to what I think is the most important realization. I want to remind you that your phases of feeling unsure or even slipping back into old patterns, they are not breaks in your growth. They literally are the actual growth. They're the quiet intervals where you're integrating new awareness. Now, while human growth might not be a straight, predictable line, our explainer upload schedule absolutely is. New explainers unfold every single Thursday, so be sure to hit that like button and follow the channel to keep your feed perfectly optimized, even if you are happily choosing not to optimize yourself anymore. I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. What would happen if you allowed yourself to unfold without needing to fix a single detail? Just think about that today. Step out of the rush. Remember that nature moves in seasons, not in straight lines. Stay with yourself, trust your beautiful, cyclical rhythm, and just let it unfold. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you next Thursday.